Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Anime Church. Holy cow. Okay, so there's a lot to go over.
And there is big news today.
There's a lot of big news besides just that, but we'll get to that in a moment. Next Saturday, he never told me a time. What time?
Oh, that's useful.
Yeah. He goes, talk about the Saturday stream. I was like, there's a Saturday stream for our Patreon announcement. A lot of Patreon announcement stuff to go over. Lots of Patreon stuff.
And it'll happen on some time
Saturday. Yeah. Which is
for sure.
Sad because I don't think he understands I stream light novel content on Saturday.
You might not.
No. Okay. See, that's the thing. I don't think he remembers because I told him that. I was like, hey, here's my schedule for streaming. I don't know if he necessarily remembers. But speaking of Patreon, we posted a lot of content. If you are currently a patron, sorry for all the emails that you got. But yeah, there is a lot of content that went up. All of our abridged content is back up on there. We switched over from Mega to streamable, so you guys can actually watch all of that. You don't have to go back until Tuesday night. Holy crap. Well, we have a thing for you. So yeah, we posted a lot of content up there. I actually sat down and made like a big post, multiple long paragraphs in some cases short because there's not a lot to go over, of all of the projects that we have upcoming. So big chunk of information about Carry On My Wayward Son cover, big chunk of information about what's going on in Slime 9, chunk of information about Spider, two huge chunks of Konosuba updates and things like that.
And big Chungus.
No, not that. So
it just seemed like you were building up to it, man.
There was a lot of stuff that we had to go through, and some updates on One Piece Alabasta Bridge, the movie, and all sorts of other important doodads. That having been said, I can't tell you how much fun it's been to go through and update and put new content out there on Patreon. And we got 3 new patrons over the last 2 days. So guys, thank you so much. Also, I found out that if you're not sure about month-to-month payments, like if you're not sure you're going to have enough money next month and you want to be a patron, you can pay for it all in advance, 1 year in advance. So if you want to do it in the middle of the month and be like, hey, here's all my stuff for like the year, I don't have to pay this anymore, you know. It actually is a 10% off discount that you get if you do an annual subscription rather than a once per month subscription. So you have it all year long. And for the dollar patrons, that's like $10.83 or something like that. So
yeah, somewhere in that range.
There is more content that the higher tiers will get. But for the most part, everybody gets a lot of what's out there. You get all of the abridged content and the reactions, which, by the way, are up there now. I didn't know this, but apparently episode 3 was never posted. Did not know that.
Reactions?
Mm-hmm. Episode 3. No. Episode 3 of the Mushoku Tensei. We watched episode 3. The first video was 1 and 2, and then the second was 3. That never got posted to Patreon, so I posted it up there. It's brand new. Yeah.
Cool. Thank you. I told Tony about it.
Yeah, he forgot. He gets busy. He forgets things.
All right.
He has just as slippery a memory as I do. It's all good in the hood. That having been said, Lots of cool stuff and lots of great reasons to become a patron today if you have not done so. Or when you have the chance next. That's also cool. That having been said.
Speaking of the reactions, though, I want to say I should hopefully have the next episode done next week.
And from that point on, he's going to be putting out at least 1 episode a week, if not more.
Yeah,
they're gonna be
because
a lot quicker.
yes, it's all due to subtitles. I explained the issues at the beginning of this episode and the last episode. So, anyways,
So
it's time.
it is time. Oh no,
He's going
it's
to be
not.
one of us.
It's not. It's not time yet. I forgot one other thing. Welcome to Anime Church. Ladies and gentlemen of the congregation, welcome to Anime Church. I am your Minister of Science and Technology, Richie Roberts.
I am your Minister of Arceology, and we are about to have a new convert.
And right here is our Bishop of Best Boys. His name is
Yes.
Tobias J. Bartholomew Dog.
Mm-hmm.
Barf. Your full name, Bartholomew.
Bartholomew, are you the bride of the groom? No.
I'm the
Then
best
get out
man.
Of the way.
Get out of the... All right, so now that that's been said, done, and out of the way, let's go ahead and do this. So yeah, I literally opened the door 10 minutes ago and saw this.
Praise Arceus.
Now I can join you when you say that. Praise Arceus!
Yes. Praise Arceus.
All right. So I'm now
And-
going to take... I literally just... He could tell you, while you guys were waiting and just listening to music, I was putting my Switch back together for the first time in a while.
It was quite funny. He's sitting here having to like pull out wires out of nowhere. He just goes, "Where is my Switch?" Looks down on the ground. Oh, here it is.
I mean,
Man.
that's because I've been playing my Switch at night before bed.
Oh,
Yeah, been doing
that's
Breath of the Wild
That's bad.
stuff
You're
there.
not supposed to do that.
I didn't
I
ask.
can't say shit. I've been replaying the Octo expansion, getting ready for September 9th. All my Splatoon fans out there, hi.
By the way, if you're playing Genshin Impact, it's a great time to do so. Lots of good stuff out there. Goodies. Though it is better to do it before a major update, because then all the primos that get put out for free. At least somewhere around 300 primos. Reminder, for $5 you can feed a starving fat dog and give Toby treats.
Very
Toby's
true.
not all that starving, but okay. You can...
But
for
he
$5
does like the
you can make him
treats.
a fat dog. And in this case, it would not be with the P and the H.
Yeah.
It would be with the F. All right, taking off. There we go. Getting all of the plastic off of it.
The good stuff.
Yeah, there we are.
The worst tasting
Right there.
cartridges in the world.
Why would you put it in your...
Bruh, that was the big thing when the Switch first came out.
Fuck! I'm trying to do this all
Did you
one-handed and I knocked over my damn Switch.
Don't do that!
That's not a good thing.
No, it's not. Don't break your Switch.
I don't have that much room to begin with. Okay.
How's everyone doing today? We're having some Switch technical difficulties, apparently.
Okay. Also, it needs to charge because it's at 1%. So glad we're
Yeah,
doing the
It
news.
definitely needs battery, yeah.
Yeah.
But we're doing that stream later today.
Yeah.
We're starting that.
Shortly after.
It's gonna be so much fun.
Shortly after this. Yeah. We've got a lot of news to talk about. You wish you had a Switch? Oh crap. I forgot that we have something going on here. I need to remove chat. There we go. That's much better. The chat was overlaid on the stream. And okay.
Oh.
So, next Saturday at 2 p.m. What time zone?
What time zone is he in?
Mm-hmm.
Is he Central or Eastern?
He's Eastern, I'm
Or
Central.
one of the other two.
He's Eastern, I'm Central. He says 2 p.m. That doesn't mean much.
Assume Eastern because it's earlier.
Or that's because... Here's the funny thing. He lives in Eastern. He's west of me.
Huh?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Isn't that weird how time zones do?
Huh?
Time zones don't go straight up and down. They, like... Dude, man-made time zones. If we were doing, like, legit real time zones that go straight up and down, that are just parallel. vertical lines, he would be in Central.
My head hurts.
Yeah. Have you ever looked up time zones? The U.S. map, time zone map?
So I know the United States has like 4 or 5 time zones, and then China has like 8 or 10.
We have Eastern, Central, Mountain, Pacific, Alaskan, and Hawaiian. And technically, I don't know if Puerto Rico counts. Oh, Guam? Is Guam? It is a
It's
territory.
a territory, but
I don't know what that
I'm pretty sure it
counts.
falls within one of the others that we already have.
Yeah. Alrighty. He did not say whether it was Eastern or Central. So there's
Look,
that.
just assume it's going to be sometime.
Dude, here's
Arrive
the
at
thing.
2 p.m.
Here's the
Eastern.
thing. At the last minute before the stream, don't tell me to talk about a thing and then not give me a date and time. It doesn't help. It does not help. It just adds to the confusion.
If no one else, at least I will remember this for you, even though you typically have nothing to tell you.
Newfoundland is half an hour off from what you've seen. Ah, good. Moon looks confused. Fun fact, if you cross a time zone, you are technically time traveling. Also, if you straddle the state line, you're in 2 places at once. What's your point? Also, what if you're standing in one time zone and on one foot and another time zone in the other? Here's the thing. Technically, no, you are not time traveling. If you want to get very, very technical about it, you're literally in the from the position of the sun's the Earth's rotation and the revolution of it around the sun. Nothing's really changed. It's just that in your head, you're time traveling. Straddle the U.S. border. You could be in Canada and USA at the same time. No, I'm pretty sure you'll get in trouble. You're always time traveling forward at a slow rate. Exactly.
Pretty much.
Exactly.
Although, if you want to be real philosophical about it, time is an illusion.
That is
it's
also
just
true.
an arbitrary measurement we have about the sun going, or the Earth rotating as it goes around the sun.
And the moon rotating around the Earth.
Exactly.
Yeah. And the Earth spinning.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day, we're all just gravity's bitch.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
All right.
Fuck you, gravity. Eat a dick.
No, because gravity's what keeps the solar system spinning.
But gravity hurts.
And the warm. It's because of gravity
hurts.
that we're in the right orbital path around the sun for life.
It's because of gravity I sprained my ankle that one time.
No, that's pretty much you. That's user error.
Shut up.
You can't blame gravity. That's user error. All right. I guess we should do our fucking jobs. Time to get into the news. Who wants to talk about stuff? All right, we got good news, bad news, and some news. So let's get the bad stuff out of the way. Now, this is still, I want to preface to say, this is still inside the rumor box. Okay? This is still rumor, but Bleach 1,000 Year Blood War arc reportedly won't release weekly episodes outside of Japan. That's what Disney Plus is saying that they're going to do, is not simulcast it. Which means that if you're a fan of Bleach, you are headed to piracy fan subbing sites really fast. I hope this isn't true, but it does seem like the stupid shit that Disney will do, because Disney kind of copies Netflix's terrible model. You thought the moon gravitated around me? That's funny. Anyway.
Talking about me.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, with a capital M.
Yeah.
So,
it's
just not, I don't think this is incorrect information. I really hope it is. But this sounds like exactly the kind of dumb thing they've already done with summertime rendering. Granted, Bleach is hella more popular than summertime rendering. But
it's just gonna be a thing
it's
of we'll have
just
to
gonna
see
be
what Disney
it's just
does.
gonna be another one of those things that Disney does something. They're like, hey, we got this big property, everybody's gonna come watch it, and then everybody's gonna pirate it, and nobody's gonna come watch it on there. So what's the outcome
That's
gonna
gonna be
be?
Disney's fault.
What's the outcome gonna be? Disney's gonna sit there and say, oh, nobody likes anime, so I guess we won't pick up anime content anymore.
That's probably why they're doing it. Like, so I recently watched a whole thing about how this dude calls paid channels graveyard channels. So like, you know how Nickelodeon had Nicktoons?
Mm-hmm.
Nicktoons was paid for. That's where they would send a whole bunch of shows to die unless they were already insanely popular. So like a lot of the good shows you might have seen on Nicktoons.
But
like,
here's the thing: Bleach is an insanely popular show.
Mm-hmm.
Like normies know about Bleach.
But if Disney is mishandling it, that's going to end up being on them more than anything.
Yeah, exactly. I really hope this isn't true, but yeah, just it is. It is a sad, sad day for the anime community if literally Bleach got purchased away from Crunchyroll, where it would have been watchable. And people would have talked about it in a way that wasn't negative before it even got out there. And
Spider, it's still insanely popular. It's just Disney's being an idiot. And Skinny, yes,
no.
they absolutely
Bleach-
shot themselves in the foot.
Bleach is still insanely popular. Like, it didn't go away. Like, in the cultural zeitgeist, it went away, but, like, people still know about it. People didn't just up and forget Bleach. It didn't just disappear.
Hell, I have
like,
two of the
it is
Bleach
still
theme
popular.
songs on my phone just because I really like them.
The first OP was
don't remember what their names
There was
were,
a
but
lot
still.
of OPs in there that were fire. There were a couple of EDs that were fire as well. Anyway, guys, you got to remember, it was part of the big three in the mid-late 2000s and the early 2010s. Everybody was talking about Bleach, One Piece, and Naruto. Those were the big three. And then Bleach ended, the anime ended, then the manga ended, then Naruto ended, and now we just have One Piece. And everybody's like, My Hero Academia is part of the new big three.
No.
Not really. I mean, pay-wise, yeah, in the amount of money and sales and volumes that are out there, probably, yeah, it's a big seller.
I would say it's a big three for the next generation. Our generation, we obviously had the OG big three. But for the next generation, they are going to end up having let's see. Hero Aka, and if I had to guess,
Spider
maybe...
Bleach didn't die, it just ended. Also,
Yeah.
keep in mind, if you're like, oh, it was dead, really? Then how come last year there was a new arc a one-shot that is starting up a new arc in Bleach, like Tite Kubo put out a one-shot and it went ham. Like, people were all over it. Also, Burn the Witch, that short series, is part of the Bleach universe, also done by Tite Kubo. Everybody was eating that shit up. Bleach is not dead. Not by a long shot. It was just really, really sorely missed. Also,
it's like Firefly.
Except it actually comes back.
I know.
So, yeah, there's apparently a Hell arc in the works, and it has to do with, it's bringing everybody back, and it deals with Ichigo and Rukia's kid. It's kids. They are not together. I want to go ahead and, like, sorry to do this to you, but this is, like, almost 10 years old at this point. Bleach in Bleach, Rukia and Ichigo did not get together. That's
okay. I was about to be very confused because I was just like, I'm sorry?
the big three: DBZ, Gundam, and Sailor Moon.
I mean, before...
That was the 90s, I guess. The 90s big three, but nobody really knew about Gundam much in the 90s. I'd say it was just the big two: Dragon Ball and Sailor Moon. Which is funny. That those were the big shows here in the U.S. in the 90s, because both of those are kind of 80s shows. Early 90s, late 80s. That's when those started. Yeah, dude.
When the hell did
Robotech was
Robot
maybe late
Boy.
90s. You thought 90s big three were DBZ, Sailor Moon, and Pokemon? That's actually Pokemon's probably it. Yeah. I would say
Yeah.
DBZ, Sailor Moon, and Pokemon.
when did Robot Boy come out?
Yeah, Reboot wasn't it,
Or
and
Astro
Gundam
Boy, that's
wasn't
what it
it.
was.
Astro Boy?
Yeah, when did that come out?
60s?
I know that's one of the earlier anime.
60s.
Sheesh.
That's why it's called the Tezuka Prize, because Tezuka's the one that made Astro Boy. And so many people didn't watch Dragon Ball. Yeah, nobody watched Dragon Ball. All right, anyway, moving on from that, let's talk about a company actually doing a really good and interesting thing for their anime that's building up hype. I sat down and watched the full thing for this, and it was good. I'll give my review of it soon. If you're not a fan of Gundam, I don't know what to tell you. Gundam is not like other mech shows. It's not just about the robots. Like, the robots are cool and everything, but they're usually not the main focus.
Isn't it the OG mech show?
It is the OG mech show, and it's not all about the mechs. It's more
But
about
that's probably why.
why. That's why it's the OG mech show, because it's about
Yeah.
it's about the characters and the world and like making you feel feelings and the psychology of like people in war, and it's my first one was Gundam Wing, and if you're gonna tell me that wasn't a good one to start off on, fuck you, you're wrong. I'm not saying it's the best one out there. I'm just saying it was a good one to start off on. Then unfortunately we got not unfortunately, we got Gundam Seed, but unfortunately we also got the follow-up Seed Destiny. I loved Iron-Blooded Orphans, but I haven't checked out much of the other newer kind of Gundam stuff. I'm not really into Gunpla. My brother is. He loves building Gundams. But the reason I'm talking about Gundam is because there's a new series coming out on October 1st called The Witch from Mercury. And Sunrise is killing it. They released the prologue for this series on YouTube. It's just up there on YouTube, subbed in several different languages. And so I watched it.
Just a whole ass episode?
It's the whole ass episode. It's a 24-minute
shit.
long episode. It is the prologue. That's how you put out hype. You give us like a 24-minute full-on episode prologue on YouTube. You're just like, hey guys, here it is for free. You want to see our shit? This is what it's about. And literally, gotta tell you, sat there, watched it. Animation on point. But that, when you're talking about Sunrise and Gundam, usually for the time that it's put out, animation's always on point. But yeah, the animation's on point. The Gundams are on point. Like, there was so much world building that and backstory that I'm getting from just a 24 episode thing. It's like, oh, okay, so this is kind of what the setup and the premise. Okay, and then we meet these characters, and then in typical Gundam fashion, we unmeet these characters, and especially if it's a prologue, you know, some shit is gonna happen. Gundam isn't like, hey, robots, everything's nice and happy and shiny. It's like, no, it's dark, it's depressing, it's war.
So I just watched like the first 2 minutes while you were talking, and I'm hearing what you're saying as I'm watching this, and I'm like, oh no.
Oh yeah.
I don't want sad things for these characters.
Oh
I just
yeah.
No.
Just gonna go ahead and put it out there. It is the saddest happy birthday song I've ever heard. When you start hearing one of the characters sing happy birthday to you, you may cry. I did. Because I'm a man and I'm in touch with my emotions. You're like, I didn't cry. Then you're a bitch. You didn't cry, you're a bitch. Looking at you, Joe Freshest, trying to hide your manly tears. Let those manly tears flow.
Tears of manliness.
But I've got a question for you, Mr. Gundam Pilot. Why didn't you dodge? All right, anyway. All that aside, this is just a great move from like a hype standpoint. just a good move from a what is the term? Not an analytical standpoint. When a promotional standpoint, when you're trying to promote something, this is a good way to promote something. Gundam Wing was my first one too. That was a fun series.
Something, it's just hand it out. Just like let people try it.
You saw Part of Unicorn.
It's the best way to promote something.
Battles, emotion, world building. It's a perfect. It really is. Like if here's the thing, if you ever wanted to try and get somebody into Gundam, and you're like, look, just watch this one thing, and it's on YouTube. You just send them this video. It kind of encapsulates everything about Gundam. Amazing animation, good storytelling, mystery, intrigue, interesting characters, engaging plot, and badass space battles with mechs. It literally encapsulates everything about Gundam all in one 24-minute episode. It's kind of crazy. MSG Rise of Red Comet would be a great entry point for the UC Gundam. Gotcha. Also, for everybody wondering, welcome to your new timeline, because this is a brand new Gundam timeline.
Oh.
Technically speaking, it's the 11th timeline, even though some of the timelines technically are part of Universal Century, even though they're like way in the future of Universal Century, but it's all kind of part of Universal Century. But Universal Century and After Colony are two separate timelines, and this one is also a new separate timeline. I forget what it's called. It's Add Something, I believe. You're talking Turn a Gundam. Yeah. I'm saying that if you want to get a non-Gundam fan into Gundam, this is one to do it, because there's not a lot of like real Gundam-esque stuff in there. I will also say this. I got some minor Halo vibes from this. From this Gundam.
I see where you're getting at.
Yeah. Not like Master Chief running around kicking ass. More like if you understand the origins, of how the Spartans were built and some of the side effects of the Spartan program, there's a little bit of that in there. Yeah. I like that. That's pretty. There's so much interesting shit. But yeah, I'm a fan of Gundam, so I'm gonna gush about this, and I just think it was a clever marketing move. But let's actually get to the nitty-gritty of this. Bandai Namco Filmworks announced on its Gundam.info website on Thursday that Mobile Suit Gundam: The Witch from Mercury Prologue, the prequel anime for the upcoming Mobile Suit Gundam: The Witch from Mercury anime, will debut on the Gundam.info YouTube channel outside Japan on September 1st, which it did. The prequel anime will also debut on streaming services in Japan on September 4th, which it has. The anime will debut on the Gundam channel on YouTube in Japan, the Gundam Fan Club, Hulu, Abema TV, Unext, and D Anime Store on September 4th, followed by more streaming services in later dates. The prequel anime debuted in Japan on July 14th at the Gundam Factory Yokohama, the site of the life-size moving Gundam statue. Yeah, that's right. That's right. You motherfuckers want to know why I want to go to Japan? Shit like that. I want to see the big moving Gundam, damn it. I want to. All right. The life-size Gundam unicorn statue in Tokyo's Odaiba. The life-size Freedom Gundam statue in Shanghai. The life-size RX-93 FFV Gundam statue in Fukuoka. And the upcoming Gundam-based virtual world in Bandai Namco's group planned Gundam Metaverse project. The prologue anime screened at Comic-Con International in San Diego on July 21st. The screening marked the U.S. debut of the anime. Mobile Suit Gundam: The Witch from Mercury, the first new Gundam television anime series in 7 years since Iron-Blooded Orphans, which was... I know some people didn't like the second half, because, you know, they're like, oh man, it changed. It wasn't all about... So what? Dude, Gundam is all about some of the internal BS in politics. That's just how it be. And I loved it because it got darker. So for all the haters out there that didn't like the second half of Iron-Blooded Orphans, cry more. Uh, yeah, I'm so mature. Uh, will premiere in October during the Nichi 5 slot on Sundays at 5 p.m. JST, or essentially 4 a.m. Eastern in the U.S. on Sundays. So around 3 to 4 in the morning, depending on where you live. So 4 Eastern, 3 Central, 2 Mountain, and 1 in the morning Pacific time. Gundam will drop on Sunday on MBS, TBS networks on stations. The anime has a simulcast planned for October outside Japan, but no one knows where it's gonna fucking stream. Man.
Yeah, terrifying.
Yeah, I know, right? And then it's Hiroshi Kobayashi, who did Kisniver and Spriggan, is directing the anime at Bandai Namco, with Ryo Ando, who did Interviews with Monster Girls, Double Decker, Doug and Krill, as co-director. Eiichiro Okochi, who was involved in Code Geass, Princess Principal, Skate the Infinity, is credited for the series composition and as scriptwriter. So, dude, all right, if I knew nothing else about this series right now, I would be kind of hyped for that. Especially because because I see Code Geass, which is also kind of a mech series that dives into like political intrigue and shit like that. Like, it's not Gundam, but it's got a lot of the key moments of like Gundam. And dude, there anybody that watched Code Geass will know, holy shit, the script writing in that was fucking fire. I'm not saying it's amazing, but it's, yes, I have seen Kisniver.
That's what got me hyped,
I haven't seen Skate. I haven't seen Skate. That's the one I have not watched. Anyway, so yeah, man. Okay, so yeah, Mogamo is credited for the original character designs, and Marie Tagashi, Juro Toida, and Horitoshi Takuya are drawing those characters' designs for animation. Takashi Omama, Castletown Dandelion, and Mobile Suit Gundam Twilight Axis is composing the music. Ayumi Sato is the art director, while Tomoaki Okuda, Kenichi Morioka, Kazushige Kanehira, dude, they're listing off all these people with like green icons so you can click on them to see all the stuff that they've done. So I'm guessing that because they actually have like a list of works on ANN, there's these are renowned people. But I'll be here forever if we're trying to go through all the names. Basically, I'm hype, and I really hope that you guys are too. And if you want to check out the actual video, link is actually down in the description for the YouTube video. So if you'd like to watch it, it is there. We got you, boys. We got you, boys and girls. All you Gundam fans out there, we hear you. We got you. All right. Now, this is not this is not an anime that I am personally a fan of. I've watched 3 episodes and it wasn't my cup of tea. I get why other people would like it. It just wasn't for me. I dislike the main character so much that it kind of ruined the show for me. And I get that the art style that they're using is very stylistic for the type of show that they're doing. I get that, but the art style kind of is a little grating for me. And again, I don't like the main character for this story. I think he's just a little too dumb. That having been said, Uncle from Another World is the series I'm talking about. It is up on Netflix. Uncle from Another World delays episode 8 indefinitely due to the Rona. The official website for the television anime of Uncle from Another World, or Isekai Oji-san, manga announced on Wednesday that the anime's 8th episode and beyond have been delayed indefinitely due to rapid increases of Rona infections within Atelier Pondark and other studios involved in the anime's production. The anime will instead rerun episodes 3 through 6 throughout September. The site will announce when the anime will resume at a later date. The anime already suffered a 2-week delay of its 5th episode from its scheduled August 3rd airing to August 17th due to a similar spread of the Rona within the studio. The anime premiered worldwide on Netflix on July 6th. The anime also debuted in Japan on ATX on July 6th. Then it just goes to list a bunch of information about it. But basically, yeah, it's been delayed. And honestly, my thoughts on that are, for all the people that contracted the Rona, man, I feel for them and everything. As for the actual show, I don't care. I watched 3 episodes and I just did not like the show. It just was not for me. And
I just hope it's not as creepy as the uncle looks.
It's more like the uncle's just an idiot and doesn't realize certain things.
Okay.
He's supposed to be like an anime and gamer kind of guy, but he doesn't understand tsundere. And I'm like, you don't understand tsundere?
How do you not?
Yeah.
And like one of the most common deres out there.
Oh yeah, a new trailer for Witch from Mercury did come out today. Watch it, Moon. No, don't. I liked it, Uncle from Another World, but it did seem a little bit repetitive with how dense. Yeah, it just there was no growth. The guy's kind of an idiot. He's stuck in the time of Sega. Yeah, that's true. This is just, all right, so he's been isekai'd and in a coma for 17 years. And he wakes up 17 years later, and all he does, he keeps all of his magic powers and stuff, but he's bitching about the other world and everything that's changed here, and it's just like kind of, I'm like, all right, I get the hook you're doing here. But I feel like it doesn't really do a good job with that. But I get that this feels like a very niche genre to me, and I'm just not part of that genre. And maybe, I don't know. I like the idea. I've seen other shows. I've seen other shows where characters return from being isekai'd that were actually done better. Where they keep their powers from the isekai world. A baka in another world. It kind of is. But I returned to my world with my smartphone. Also, I will say this. I will say this.
Other than Devil?
I will say this. You first meet the nephew, and he's walking across the street, and it looks like Truck-kun's about to have his revenge. And no, he misses. Truck-kun misses. Truck-kun's been slacking lately, man. Moon should give it a chance before you decide. Yeah, it's kind of on your individual preference.
Maybe, I don't know.
But I'm not a fan of the art style. I might watch the
first couple episodes. We'll see.
I'm not. Usually, I will give a series 5 episodes. This one only got 3 from me. There's better. I've got so many shows I need to catch up on or watch, and I'm like, I don't have time to waste on this. That's where I'm at on that. I was like, I have so much other shit that I need to watch. I need to catch up on Made in Abyss. Like, come on, man. What did you see that's making you look like that?
In Atlanta, there's a thing called ATL Live. It's got Billy Joel.
Okay.
I forgot the other 2 already, but it was 2 other big names that I would love to see in a concert.
Gotcha.
But it was like,
okay.
Oh wow. Sorry.
Back to Anime Church. Yeah. All right, guys, so on to the next one, which isn't too much of a surprise. Mushoku Tensei Jobless Reincarnation. Novel's main story listed to end in volume 26. Like, here's the thing. If you're a fan of Mushoku Tensei and you read the light novels, you already knew about this. This wasn't new news. 26 volumes. Actually, I'm surprised that it was 26 and not 25. But there you go. Kadokawa posted a web listing for the November 25th publication of the Mushoku Tensei Jobless Reincarnation special book, and the listing reports that the main story of Maganote's Mushoku Tensei Jobless Reincarnation light novel series will finally end in volume 26. Yeah, and then it's just some basic info about jobless reincarnation. Not really a surprise here. It's just, you know, if you didn't know, now you know. It's gonna be 26 volumes. Right now, volume 19 is scheduled to come out at the end of this month on Kindle, and then in November for the physical release. So usually you get it about a month and a half in advance with Kindle. So, and they're cheaper on Kindle. So I would recommend doing the Kindle version. And if you like to be a collector, as you can see behind me, I kind of am. But if you'd like to be a collector, probably best to get it later when you're cool with that. And having been said, yeah, not too far away from catching up. Not too far at all. I didn't have a lot to say about this one other than it's like, hey, here's the facts. What do you guys think?
New Mushoku Tensei, woo!
Well, not new Mushoku Tensei. It's just kind of like, hey guys, here's where it's ending. And we're like,
okay, either way.
And they're like, hey, this is where the story's ending. And then the fans are like, we know. Like, kind of, yeah. Okay, now this one is kind of a little bit surprising. For those of you that don't know, I also check out some anime news from different sources other than this. And a lot of the times, if I hear about something, it's typically from For Never News. And then I go to look up the actual article to find out if there's more information about it. And then I share it and report it with you guys. So, Yoshihiro Togashi announces that he is hiring staff for Hunter x Hunter. He's finally getting assistance. This man, the reason it's been on hiatus is, of course, health issues, and he's got a lot of them. First it was his back, then it was his shoulder, now it's his wrist. And it's like, dude, the man would not trust anybody to draw his shit for him. And it's like, man, at some point, if you're trying to get this out there, just, if you have to just speech to text the story out there and have control over like layouts and stuff like that, like you can still be in charge, bro, but let some other people do it. It's clearly affecting your health, and your health is more important. It's vastly more important. And honestly, pretty much where the anime ends is a good ending for Hunter x Hunter. You could have just let it be. But man, yeah. Finally, he's getting some assistance to help him work on this show, work on the manga. So hiatus may not be in hiatus for much longer, but it has been on hiatus for 3 years now. There's a reason we jokingly refer to it as hiatus x hiatus. So let me know, what are your thoughts about this? Moon, I want to hear from you. Let me know, man.
I've never watched Hunter x Hunter.
I was waiting for that. Yeah. All right.
Sorry. There's a lot of shit out there that I have not seen. That's the whole reason we created.
It's probably one of the few shows. It's probably one of the few shows out there that has the same opening theme song through the entirety of its run. I love that spider.
Really?
Boo. Blade of Akira hasn't seen it either, apparently. By the way, guys, the 2011 Hunter x Hunter release, that was actually a re-release. That was a remake. That's how long he's been working on Hunter x Hunter. All right. So, what do you guys think of this news? Oh, God. Fenris, what are you doing? I have to go get him treats now. I'm actually more surprised that I'm actually kind of more surprised that Fenris hasn't jumped in here. Hang on one second.
Yeah, he did last week.
Keep the audience entertained, sir. I'll be right back. I gotta get you a treat.
By that, do you mean GameStop, you poor thing? Hi, guys. How's everyone doing today? Hope we're all having a wonderful time. Why are you at GameStop? Oh, do you work there? Did I already ask that? I might have asked that. L- Sometimes my brain don't think, you know? Hmm. I feel like it might actually be worse being the manager. But I can't be sure. How rough of a time do you have being the manager of GameStop, Fenris?
I'm stuck at Slave Stop. Oh boy. We're not on the monitors, are we? Are you watching us at the Slave Stop?
It's probably so dead in there. He probably is. Yeah, that's. GameStop has a pretty bad reputation, so that does not surprise me in the slightest.
Come on. There you go. Jump up for your fatness. Fenris sounds rough. Yeah, that does sound rough. For the first 6 months this year, you were the... I was my only employee. Oh, boy.
That's
Oh,
true,
man.
but you could get such a better paycheck from such better places.
Oh, man. So yeah, the article goes, after updating fans on his health status, Hunter x Hunter's Yoshihiro Togashi has again updated fans with some positive news for the progression of future manga chapters. Revealed over Twitter, Yoshihiro announced that he will be increasing his staff to make up for the delays due to his health. As of now, Togashi has roughly 10 new chapters drafted for Hunter x Hunter. He also indicated that recruitment will not be open to the public, meaning he probably already has the names of those to help him in mind. This is good news for those concerned about the status of the manga, as it seems the mangaka is listening to his fans and their comments on staying healthy. Yeah, no shit. And yeah, there we are. All right, our last topic. Manga Plus creators is now a thing. If you haven't heard of Manga Plus, it is a thing that is being put out by Shueisha, the same people that do Shonen Jump. Manga Plus creators has now launched. This is a new platform for a collaboration effort between Shueisha and Medibang, in which any person can upload their own manga work for everyone to read. Not all of these are going to be gems, just saying. There are
No, but
manga
some
titles.
of them will have
There are manga titles that
fantastic
we
things.
cannot even say
No. Oh, it
because
kills
they
me every
use
time I look
words
at
we're
it.
not allowed to use on the internet,
Well,
and other words that we're not allowed to use because we're not the right skin tone.
no.
I am not dropping the N-word on this at all. I'm not dropping the N-word
Let's just say
ever.
it's
That's just
dog and then another word. That's literally the title. It is about a furry character, so yeah, but
dog
still.
N-word. But yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. It's
Oh,
one of
man.
those. But guys, you can go there and check that out. I probably should have put it up okay. So it's the about section. I should put this in there. Okay. Let me put this in the actual video. I'm want to make a manga?
Hey kids, you want to make a manga? Hey,
Okay.
There may be a lot of
has
trash
now
out there, but
trash
you
as
could
far
always
as the eye
find
can
diamonds
see.
in the rough.
Yeah. I mean, it depends on how you want to do it. There's a lot of people out there that want to put their own series out. I mean, keep in mind, if you looked at it, a lot of it that you see is probably also something that can turn into a One Punch Man. Just keep in mind that one's webcomic, the art is fucking trash. I mean, one himself has straight up said that he's not an artist.
Mm.
And he literally
But
made One Punch
he makes
Man.
some damn good stories. One Punch Man and Mob Psycho, fucking love those.
And he literally made One Punch Man as a test of the of Manga Studio. He was testing out how Manga Studio worked. And then he made One Punch Man.
And it was amazing.
It was really good. All right. That's everything, gang. That is all of our stories for right now. I would say that probably the best way to equate this, though, Manga Plus is kind of like webtoons for Shueisha. And that's kind of where they're at. They're looking at everything as if it were webtoons.
So far, it's probably better than the Square Enix app. Less censorship, too.
That's also true.
Good Lord.
But, yeah, that's everything, gang. Holy cow. That's, so if you've ever wanted to make your own manga, now's the time. Too bad we don't have artists. Otherwise, I might have put Infinity's Light out there. You enjoyed some trash now and then. Yep. All right. That being said, though, guys, we're going to chill for a little bit, and then we'll be back on Twitch with more endeavors into arceology.
He will learn well, and we will soon bring him into the folds of Arceus.
So I'm going to go study arceology in about an hour. Come by, bring cookies. That's
Yes.
Get.
And if you bring cookies, you need to have enough to share.
That having been said, though, gang, we will see you all next time, and we'll see you again Monday as we continue on with Volume 7 of Slime. We're getting into the nitty-gritty now. All right. You all take care. We'll see you later. Bye-bye for now.
So long.
And thanks for all the fish.